He was so
Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. It was a fantastic weekend. Over the weekend, we had actions in the Nigerian Premier Football League and games in Europe and some competitions all around. And it was a good one for match day 31 in the Nigerian Premier Football League. But one team that has been doing so well lost their match day 31 game. But despite that, they are still at the top of the table. We'll be looking at a whole lot of these and other stories on the show this morning, but let's begin from the glass house. That is the NFF, the Nigerian Football Federation, where one man is talking, and he was a formerly Super Eagles coach, under 20 coach. He did so well when he was there. He won Olympic bronze medal as a player. He won it as he won the Olympic gold medal in Atlanta 96 as a player, and then later on in Beijing 2008 he won the gold medal as a coach with the Nigerian Olympic Dream Team 4. That's Samson Siasia, who has actually opined, saying that local coaches, that is home-based coaches, they are not giving the best of treatment. They are not giving that first-hand, that first-class treatment, just the way they do with the European coaches, with the white coaches who come down to this country. And that is what Samson Siasia is saying. Well, you know, they say whoever wears the shoes know where the shoe is itching him or her, and that is because Samson Siasia has been there. You know what it is. You know what is involved. He was formerly the Super Eagles coach. So for him to have come out to say yes, the local coaches as our own coaches here, home-based coaches, are not really giving the best of treatment compared to what the foreign counterparts get from the NFF. That is what Samson Siasia is saying, as he laments over poor pay and treatment of local coaches. And let's not forget that the Super Eagles right now don't have a coach yet, where that is still on the ground because the NFF Technical Committee has not really come out with a name, has not really named a substantive coach for the Super Eagles, and we are expecting the Super Eagles coach any moment. The sports minister has actually given NFF 2 weeks ultimatum, at least, to name the Super Eagles coach. We have 3 names that have popped up, the likes of Emmanuel Amunike and Hava Renard, a coach that won the AFCON 2012 with Zambia. So these 2 notable names are already on the offing, but according to the NFF, 3 names have been penned down. The 3rd name, well, we are still expecting the NFF to do, or the NFF Technical Committee to do what they need to do and give us a coach on time, because we have the qualifiers coming up by June against the Bafana of South Africa, and then we are going to play the Squirrel of Benin Republic. So it's a big one. We've played 2 games in the World Cup qualifier, that is for 2026. Just those 2 games ended on a draw. We played a draw here. The last game was at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium here in Uyo, where it ended on a draw. So we need maximum 6 points from those 2 games. So we just have a month in between, because by June that game against South Africa will be coming up. So we just have to get a coach for the Super Eagles, at least to draw out his plan on how to execute all the World Cup qualifiers. But for Samson Siasia, he laments the poor pay and treatment of local coaches by our NFF. So let's see how it goes. Let's see what Samson Siasia. Let's see what if the NFF will actually come at this time around and give us the best hand that is going to coach the Super Eagles. All right, I have by Michael on the show joining me all the way from Plateau State. Michael, welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. Quickly, Samson Siasia, he was formerly the Super Eagles coach. So for him to have come out to say that. Lamenting the poor treatment and then the not the kind of pay local coaches deserve. Do you think? And we don't still have a coach yet for the Super Eagles.
Yes, I mean Samson Siasia is one coach that has a pedigree. If you have any coach that needs to talk tough in Nigeria, as far as Super Eagles is concerned, I mean Samson Siasia. He has seen it all, from being a professional player to becoming a coach. It's definitely obvious that the pay has been terrible. The remuneration has been poor. That's the reason why so many coaches are sluggish when it comes to even making a move to take over the Super Eagles job. It's unfortunate if it's a foreign coach. The terms and reference are very, very palatable. But when it comes to picking a local coach, that's when the NFF wants to show their veto power. They more or less impose terms of reference to the coaches, to the local coaches. They toy with them, treat them as if they are doing them a favor, whereas it's the coaches that are actually doing a favor, I mean, to the Nigerian team. So it's unfortunate. I've been waiting a long time for Samson Siasia to say this, and I'm glad he's bringing it up now. I pray the Sports Commission look into it. They shouldn't enslave our coaches, but allow them, give them the opportunity. Don't impose players on the coaches. It's easier to impose players on a foreign coach than to do that on a local coach than to do that to a foreign coach. If you have a local coach at the national team, most times they tell him, play this one, don't play this one, don't play this one. And that's very bad. And that's the reason why we've been having hot laissez-faire results with the Super Eagles. But I pray that the appointment this time around will be favorable, especially for the local coaches, so that the conditions will be improved for the coaches.
Okay, all right. Moving away from that story, still talking about the NFF and the new Super Eagles coach, and this story is just popping out from the glass house, also from the NFF, that plans have not really been concluded on the appointment of a new Super Eagles coach. Just last week, we were told the likes of Victor Ekpeba and co were in that meeting on Thursday last week, where over how many hours meeting? That meeting started by 11 a.m. in the morning and it climaxed by 6 p.m. in the evening. Then the three names were mentioned, but now coming out again to say, yes, plans have not been concluded for the appointment of the new Super Eagles coach. This is worrisome. When will the plans be concluded? Is it that the meeting they had last week, Thursday, was just for a mere formality?
Yes, it's looking obvious and crystal clear that so many interests are showing them their ugly heads, in the sense that different stakeholders have preferences for different choices for the Super Eagles gaffer. So much of politics is coming into the whole thing. Once any appointment begins to delay, dilly-dally, perhaps money may be trying to change hands, perhaps interest from different fractions. That's the reason why we are experiencing this unnecessary delay, knowing that the Super Eagles have games that they need to play. We have Finidi George there, we have Emmanuel Amunike. I mean, we have good choices.
Okay, we lost Mike there. If you can hear us, please do well to join us back. Like he said, we have good choices, the likes of Emmanuel Amunike. We have good coaches in the country, if only they are allowed to run the show. when it comes to the Super Eagles. But let's see, because this is worrisome for the NFF to have come out to say plans have not been concluded. It's not really looking like it's not what the Super Eagles fans, football-loving Nigerians want at this point in time. We just need a coach, not just a coach, but someone who understands African football, who understands Nigerian football, and then take us to that glory land. All right, let's leave the NFF story, and if Michael joins us back, let's go straight to the Nigerian Premier Football League. It was match day 31 in the Nigerian Senior League, Senior Men's League in the land, and it was quite an interesting weekend. But for one team who has been doing so well, they lost their match day 29. They were able to win match day 30 at their home ground, but going to the Adoke Amasimaka Stadium in Port Harcourt, it was not an easy one for Enugu Rangers. But at the end of the day, they are still at the top of the table despite that defeat in Port Harcourt yesterday evening. In match day 31, and it was a 4-goal thriller, in fact 4-goal mauling at the Sani Abacha Stadium by Kano Pillars. It was a good one, and it's a good thing that in the Nigerian Premier Football League we are seeing teams scoring goals and teams going away to get a win, teams going away to even score a goal, and this is a welcome development. It's encouraging, and it's a fantastic one for match day 31. We just have how many matches to the end of the season? 31 matches played. We have 38 games in the season, so we have 7 games left, 21 points to be gathered by all of the teams. Who wins the league? Is it Enugu Rangers, Enyiba, who are closely following Enugu Rangers right now, or Remo Stars, Lobby Stars, or even Plateau United? Who wins the league this time around? Let's quickly go over the result and see what happened at all of the stadia across the country. All right, let's begin from the Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano, where Kano Pillars beat Gombe United 4-0. Katsina United also beat Sporting Lagos 2-0. Akwa United lost to Kwara United away 1-0. Lobby Stars and Bendel Insurance played a 1-1 draw at the Lafia Township Stadium, the adopted home ground of Lobby Stars. Niger Tornadoes was 2-goal better than Doma United. Plateau United pipped Remo Stars at the New Jos Township Stadium 1-0. Rivers United, like I said, beat Enugu Rangers 2-0. Sunshine Stars of Akure and Enyiba played a 1-1 draw at the Akure Township Stadium, while Heartland got their first win in a number of how many matches against Shooting Stars of Ibadan, and they just went back home. That is Dan Ayam Stadium in Owerri. They beat Shooting Stars of Ibadan 1-0, and Abia Warriors also pipped Bayelsa United 1-0. Now let's look at the table and see how teams are standing after these rounds of game in match day 31. Enugu Rangers team maintains the lead at the top with 54 points and 13 goal difference. Enyiba followed closely with 52 points, just 2 points behind Enugu Rangers. Lobby Stars is third with 52 points, a goal difference separating Lobby and Enyiba. Plateau United is fourth. After that win, they have moved to fourth position with 50 points. Remo Stars is on the fifth position with 50 points. We have Shooting Stars of Ibadan. Remo Stars have a game in hand, is on the sixth position with 49 points. Katsina United is 7th with 48 points. Kano Pillars 8th with 44 points. Bendel Insurance is 9th with 42 points. And Niger Tornadoes is 10th with 42 points. And the flip side of the table, we have Abia Warriors with 41 points and -2 goal difference. Akwara United is 12th with 39 points. Sporting Lagos 13th, 38 points. Doma United 14th with 38 points. Rivers United have moved out of the relegation zone now to 15th position with 35 points. And because of Rivers United, the league will be on hold for them to conclude all their outstanding games. They have 6 outstanding games for Rivers United. Sunshine Stars of Akure is 16th with 36 points, and Gombe United continues to remain at the bottom of the table with 22 points and -40 goal difference in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Fantastic weekend in the league. We've seen that result. We've seen the table. I know a lot of persons are itching. They are clamoring. Some fans want anybody to retain the title they won last season, while some say no, we want a new face on that trophy. Enyimba has won the league title more than any other team in the Nigerian Premier Football League. They've won it in a number of 9 good times. They've won the Nigerian Premier Football League title. Following them is Kano Pillars. So let's see if Enugu Rangers right now will win the league. Enyimba, Lobi Stars, Remo Stars, Shooting Stars of Ibadan, Plateau United, they are all sniffing around, see how they can usurp Enugu Rangers from the top of the table. All right, let's leave the Nigerian league and go straight to Europe. There were action also over the weekend in EPL. We have the cup game, and then we have EPL games over the weekend also in the English Premier League. Let's quickly have the result of the English Premier League quickly and see the games that were played. Luton Town, the most prolific side in the EPL this season. You don't keep a clean sheet against Luton Town in number of how many matches, though Arsenal kept a clean sheet against them, but that was in the return leg. But the first leg, they went to Emirates and they got a goal. So for Luton Town, well, it's a good one. They are struggling. They continue the fight in the English Premier League to see if they will survive relegation. For Everton, they lost to Nottingham Forest, lost to Everton over the weekend. All right, Michael, quickly, just one word or two about the Nigerian Premier Football League in match day 31. Enugu Rangers lost their own game. That is a match day 31 to Rivers United yesterday at in Port Harcourt. Okay, if you can hear us, please quickly react to that. Let's move ahead. Let's have the English Premier League result on the screen quickly so that we can run over it and then look at the table. We have a Brentford who hammered Luton Town, like I said, 5-1. Sheffield United also lost to their fellow strugglers, Burnley 4-1. Wolverhampton Wanderers lost at home at Molineux to Arsenal 2-0. And Everton beat Nottingham Forest, another struggler. These two teams are struggling 2-0. And Aston Villa beat AFC Bournemouth 3-1. Crystal Palace scored 5 against West Ham United, and Liverpool went to Craven Cottage to beat Fulham 3-1. Let's quickly have the table. Let's just look at the table and see what that means. Somebody say Arsenal is temporarily staying at the top of the table, just holding fort for Manchester City when they will play their game. I don't know how that true it is, but Arsenal have 74 points with 51 goal difference. Liverpool follow with 43 goal difference and 74 points also. Manchester City is third, who has a game in hand, 73 points. Aston Villa has moved to the 4th position, consolidating that 4th position on 66 points. We have Tottenham Hotspur on 60 points, Newcastle United 6th with 50 points, Manchester United is 7th with 50 points, and we have West Ham United on the 8th position with 48 points. Chelsea is 9th with 47 points. We have Brighton on the 10th position with 44 points. Let's go to the flip side of the table quickly. We have Wolves on the 11th position, 43 points. Fulham 12th, 42 points. And Sheffield United is on the 20th position with 16 points. So the English Premier League is looking hotter and hotter, and we just have 6 games to the end of the season. All right, let's leave the English Premier League also. It was not only in the EPL or Nigerian Premier Football League that there were actions over the weekend. We have actions also in La Liga, and one team showed class against class, but one class has to come to the top. That game at Santiago Bernabeu, the White Angels all over Barcelona, it was 3-2. Jude Bellingham creating history in La Liga, becoming the first player to score against Barcelona, that is in a Clasico back-to-back, home and away, since when Van Nistelrooy did this spectacular in 2002 season. So let's see what that means for Real Madrid. It was 3-2 against Barcelona at Santiago Bernabeu last night, and also there were games, other games in La Liga. We have Getafe and Real Sociedad played the 1-1 draw. Almeria 1, Villarreal 2, Alaves 2, Atletico Madrid 0, Real Madrid 3, Barcelona 2, Celta Vigo 4, Las Palmas 1, Rayo 2, Osasuna 1, Valencia 1, Real Betis beating Valencia away 2-1, and Girona score 4-1 against Cadiz in the Spanish La Liga. Let's look at the table for Real Madrid. they are looking likely to win the league. We're just going to look at the first side of the table. Real Madrid is on the top with 81 points. We have Barcelona second with 17 points. We have Girona third with 68 points. Atletico Madrid is fourth with 61 points. Athletic Bilbao is fifth with 58 points. We have sixth Real Sociedad with 51 points. Real Betis is on the 7th position with 48 points, and we have Villarreal 9, 42 points, and Getafe occupying the 10th position with 40 points. We'll just leave it at that, and let's quickly talk about the English FA Cup semi-final, second semi-final game that was played at Wembley Stadium yesterday evening. And for one team, they crawl, Manchester United crawl into final. It was not really a good one for Manchester United after 3 goals up, and they allow Coventry City, a team that is playing in League One, surprisingly coming back into that game, and they had to stretch it to the extra time and went straight to penalties. And Casemiro, who took of the first penalty for Manchester United, missed his own sports kick, but others were able to score theirs. And for Coventry City, they missed about 3 of their own sport kick in that game. But for Manchester United, this is not the kind of performance actually their fans expected them to put up against Coventry City going into the final against Manchester City. So it's all going to be another Manchester derby in the English FA Cup when the final comes up next month. But let's see how it goes for Manchester United, if they can actually do it this time around, winning the FA Cup. All right, before we go on the show, let's quickly look at about just this transfer story where Arsenal is to pay about 60 million euros for Juventus striker Dusan Vlahovic. This guy is a fantastic guy. When he was in Fiorentina, he was scoring goals with reckless abandon. But joining Juventus, it has been it has not really been good for him. And let's take the last one on the show before we go, where Manchester United and Newcastle are keen on another Juventus player, that is Andre Rabiot, if eventually he doesn't sign a new contract. So Man U and Newcastle are on the radar to get this player. That is where we'll be leaving it on the show 360 Sports this morning. Sorry that Michael could not continue with us because of some technical issues from his own end. And that is it on the program. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Say thanks for watching.